Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the commentaries that I'm doing. So this one is a little different. It's a 1v1. However, the AI that I'm playing against is a brutal with a random personality. Should make it interesting. But the main reason I was doing this was to test an old strategy of mine I used for rushing. I wanted to make sure I still had it in me and kind of figure out what I was doing with it. So once again, as you guys have seen in some of my videos already, I've created a defense and sold it off quickly to get us some scouts. I hate Nod for the sole reason that their militant squads are so slow compared to the rifleman squads. However, Nod is my main faction. I like the playstyle in general a lot better than GDI and Skrin, which is why I usually main them. Particularly the vanilla Nod faction. So the way that the brutals work compared to hard, they're not too different from really a hard AI. They're always working, making sure that something is being produced, even if they don't have the resources, or they do. So that's kind of one advantage, or one thing I have to constantly think about. And the other thing that's actually more of a disadvantage is whatever starting cash we have, they actually get double that. So they are always starting with more money than the player always does. So as you can clearly see, militant squads are very weak, especially against infantry that are terrible against them. So what are the basically the way that my Russia strategy works is with Nod I do what's called the bike buggy combo, which usually 1 or 2 buggies and maybe 2 or 3, maybe even 4 bikes. I have 2 right now, but the third one third one is in queue. So he's about to pop out. I'm running over here because I know there's an engineer that ran up here, and I actually catch him right here. I got lucky on that grab there. So now I'm sending these guys over there as quickly as possible to basically wreak some havoc. I'm trying to build my second refinery, which should go up pretty soon. So I quickly divert the rocket troopers' attention to the buggy because I want the buggy to take them on. And I send the bikes to deal with the harvester, which is basically their specialty for early game. They're not necessarily great against vehicles, but they're better at taking out vehicles than a buggy is. And a buggy's better at taking care of the infantry that are more likely to be around it for early game. So taking out their harvesters does one huge thing for me. It cripples their economy, which is really what they need to build buildings, to build units. So as soon as you see that this second harvester goes down, they're going to sell off some buildings. Usually it's going to be these 2 buildings. That's usually how the AI works here. So we should see a mass sell between these 2 buildings. Right? No? There it is. So the AI has realized he doesn't have any ways of getting money, so he has to build another refinery in hopes of getting that. So he quickly drops down a barracks. I don't know why. So, well, at the same time you are attacking, and if you're gonna watch here, look through the eyes, you can clearly see I'm spending probably 25%, maybe not even, up to 25%, maybe more like 10% of the time at my base, and the rest of it at their base, making sure that they're not getting anywhere with their building or any resource gaining. I'm making sure I'm crippling them and suffocating them hard. This is how the rusher strat generally works with Command & Conquer, particularly against AI. In multiplayer, people will find ways to counter this. Although the advantage of the bike is their speed. I don't notice these guys here for a second until I think, yeah, there we go. I've noticed that they're getting attacked. So you can clearly see they outrun just about anything and can easily do hit and run attacks like they did. I brought a second buggy over here to help this one with the infantry, but this one went level 3, so I don't have to worry about it too much. So once again, I've choked him out of his oh, nope, he's got one again. I think I see that. Do I see that? I don't think I do. You can kind of see I'm trying to keep an eye on where these guys are. Basically working with almost like a, if you guys watch American football at all, trying to keep a line of safety for them. So I think I do see that one harvester is up. And so I move these guys into, no I don't. I don't see that. Interesting. So they're probably getting a few attempts there. Ah, right here. I think I see this one. So that I go back onto the aggressive mode with this. You don't want to get them too close to the harvester. This one isn't shooting for some reason. Not sure why. So I get a quick clean up with this harvester here and quickly just push these guys away. Don't want anything to do with those riflemen because they're going to actually tear up my bikes. The bikes have very little health, and actually these guys, since they're, you know, tiered 1, can actually take them on. So that's why I have the buggies here to kind of counter out that. That's really the entire way that the bike buggy combo works. I'm bringing flame tanks in now. I just low powered, I think, because I built my tech center. So as you can see, while I'm attacking and doing all this micromanagement, I'm also focusing on building my base, getting tech up. This flame tank is going to basically put the nail in the coffin by just destroying buildings quickly, while I can use the bikes to keep track of any vehicles they produce, particularly the harvesters. This is my way of basically choking the enemy to the point where they're actually going to die here. So I got a level 3 attack bike. I usually don't get those, especially with how flimsy they are. So I did lose a bike there, and I don't know to what exactly. I think probably they just shot something by accident. So I tell my flame tank's not good at vehicles, so I tell him to go take out the refinery, and I have my bikes go and shoot the harvester. That works out well. This one is taking out his last structure production. And now that that is out, he can no longer build anymore. So what buildings he has left is all that he is. Once these buildings fall, he's out. So basically, the general idea of the rusher tactic is to basically just stay hyper aggressive. Focus on making sure that you have your counters playing correctly. So you've got your buggies taking out the infantry that are early there. If you're dealing with a character that plays with vehicles, it's not going to be easy, especially since tier 1 Nod is not very good. Actually, just Nod in general isn't very good. They are very much hit and runny attacks, but it works. Actually, late game, I'll say late game Nod's pretty good. But that's basically the general idea of how that works. You want to have fast aggression. You want to be able to hit them, basically hit them where it hurts, and make sure that they stay down. The more you know, what's the saying go? I think if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. You don't want to even give them an inch, or actually, in this case, not even a centimeter. But nonetheless, I was actually pretty happy with how well my ability to play that strat again worked out. Generally not one of my favorites to use in multiplayer since it's very easily countered. But if you do it once and get away with it, it's a win. It's a little different than most rusher tactics since a lot of those actually are, you know, all or nothing. You don't make sure, you know, it's kind of like a half rush, I guess we would put it. Also, I love the fact that this was only a 6.5 minute game against a brutal. So, but yeah, anyway, guys, that was another video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one that I make or stream. So, until then, I will see you guys later.